Hey, welcome back to Pete Plays. Today is a very special episode of Pete Plays. I'm participating in the Project for Awesome, as you can see up on the banner. This is a really great event where a lot of YouTube content creators will make videos talking about their favorite causes, their favorite charities, their favorite ideas that they want people to know about and get involved in and possibly give money to. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description to give to the Project for Awesome. But also another way that you can be a part of the Project for Awesome is just by watching a bunch of people's videos and finding out about all the things that they care about. So here we go. We're playing Super Mario Brothers because it's really hard for me to talk about things that matter. And see, I can't even do that. It's hard for me to talk about things that, oh, that's the worst. About things that matter and play a game. So I figure I would play a game that was relatively easy, but apparently that is not going to be the case because I already stink at this. What I want to talk about today is Little League of America. Little League Baseball and Little League Softball are two things that are really important to me. And I think it's the kind of thing that anybody can get really excited about. So what I want to do is I want to talk about 5 things. Please don't die. Oh gosh. Okay, there's a big here. No, there's not. I thought there was. What is it? What is this? Is this the end of the level already? What the deuce? I want to talk about 5 things. 5 reasons that I think you should get involved with Little League of America. And number 1 is kids are awesome. Right? Little League goes all the way up through like high school years. So it's not just like little kids, but kids as young as like 5 and 6 participate in Little League programs. And I used to not really like children. I thought they were just sort of like inefficient adults who were not very good communicators. And I think I was really wrong about that for a couple of reasons. Kids are really awesome because they surprise you in really fun, oh goodness, in really fun ways. And watching like a kid learn things in real time is maybe one of the most rewarding, I can't see myself, one of the most rewarding things that I've ever experienced. Watching when a young person, a young man or woman dies on a Goomba. Watching when a kid just gets it, like learns something, is really exciting. Also, they're hilarious. If you've ever hung out with kids, you know that they're the funniest people. They're funnier than the funniest stand-up comedian. They make me laugh all the time. And they're just fun to be around. Kids are the coolest. I used to not want kids. I didn't want to be around kids. I was like, if you're under 18, leave me alone, right? Because you're just not able to have the kind of conversation with me that I want to have. But when I started coaching and umpiring Little League, it made me realize that like watching everybody in process, don't die, watching all these young people sort of in the process of learning how to do a lot of stuff was just really, really not just rewarding for me, but like, I don't know, there was just something special about being a part of that. So if you're into like helping kids learn and watching that process happen, you should get involved with Little League of America. Reason number 2 to get involved with Little League, anybody can do it. Like literally anybody. Even if you're a kid yourself. Like if you're 13 or 14, there are all kinds of things that you can do. You can get hurt. No, don't get hurt. Don't. You can volunteer You can work as an umpire. I'm not even going to try to get that anymore. You can work the snack shop. You can help chalk fields. You can help be an assistant coach, right? Like when... this is the worst. When little kids see other kids a little bit older than them, like modeling things for them, like that's really important for them because they see someone kind of closer to how they are. I only have one life left. They see people closer to how they are, like doing the stuff that they that we're trying to teach them to do, and that importance can't be understated. This is going so poorly. Let's continue. I'm gonna have to start over again. I may be the first person since 1992 to die in the first world of Super Mario Brothers. No. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You're like, oh, but Peter, what if I don't know anything about baseball or softball? Doesn't matter. There are plenty of coaches who just want to hang out with their kid or with their kid's friends, and to try to be a positive influence, and they don't know a thing about baseball or softball. It certainly helps, right? Oh my goodness, I'm the worst. It certainly helps to know, but you don't have to, especially when they're like 8, right? All you have to know is the basics, which is like, okay, if the ball gets hit to you, throw it to another person who's standing on a white bag. And if you're holding a bat and the ball comes, swing the bat and then run, right? Like that's the bare minimum of what you have to know, and like anybody can do that. Also, if you have other skills, like if you have landscaping skills, you can help work on fields. Like field maintenance is a big deal, especially for a lot of little leagues that don't have a lot of funding. It can be hard to keep their fields in good shape, because it takes a lot of work and a lot of money to do those things. So you could just be like, hey, I want to help work on the field. I want to water the outfield, or I want to rake the infield, right? Those are super easy. If you are good at planning, you can help work out a schedule, right? It's a lot of work to plan all these, which game has to go where, which fields is going to happen, how do we get all these kids on the team, how do we get all these kids' information. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of money that goes into it. So we need people to like, okay, how are we going to keep track of all the money that we bring in from sponsorships or from the snack bar or whatever. I just jumped straight down a hole. I'm doing a surprisingly good job staying on topic, while also dying. Okay, just gonna run through the whole level. Just don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Yeah! Right, so anybody from 13 to 103 can help out with Little League baseball and softball. Let me get... Haha! Okay, number 3. Little League is all over the place. You could drive... You might not even have to drive. You might like live right next to a Little League and not even know it. They're everywhere. You could probably just Google like Little League near me, right? And you will get... Okay, good. Okay. Hold on. No. Crud. Yeah, just Google Little League near me. You'll get tons of hits. Especially if you live in, like, I live in Los Angeles. There's Little Leagues everywhere, man. They're all over the place. And there's just tons of opportunities to volunteer. There's tons of opportunities. There's tons of opportunities to volunteer. There's tons of places to go near you. If you're a college student, there's probably a little league close to your university or college. I mean, if you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, maybe not. But it's like, you go to college, you might live in a college town. There's people that work at that college. There's professors there. They've got kids. Oh! That was not good. Right? So they've got to have opportunities. They've got to have opportunities to play baseball and softball. They're everywhere. Okay, let's stay up here. Okay. Number 4. It teaches really valuable lessons. I am a teacher, and it's... I don't want it to come back and hit me. Okay. And I'm really into, like, not just... can I go down this pipe? I'm not into just like, hey, let's all learn, but like, it's young people, especially like in formative years, you know, 5 to 10 years old. Like, you kind of have to learn how to learn. You've got to run into a Koopa Troopa. You've got to like learn how it is that you take in information, because not everybody does it the same way. And one cool thing about Little League is that it just puts a bunch of kids out there learning how to do a thing that probably most of them don't really know how to do that well to begin with, right? If you're 6, you're not a great baseball player unless you're in the 0.00001% of like baseball prodigies or whatever, right? Teaching them how to learn, teaching them how to use their bodies, which is really important. Teaching them skills that it doesn't matter if they're good at baseball, right? It matters if they're learning how to learn. It also teaches young kids how to win and lose well. One of the... This is not going to go well. One of the most important lessons I think I ever learned as a young person was how to lose well. Because you're gonna lose a lot in your life. It's just gonna happen. You can't go through your life without losing or failing at something, and you need to be prepared for that. And baseball and softball are great because Hall of Fame players fail 7 times out of 10 to hit the ball. Hall of Fame pitchers have dozens of losses. Give up home runs, right? The Houston Astros won the World Series this year. They lost like 70 games, right? This is one where you just gotta book it. Oh boy. I don't like this level at all. Right, so just teaching them that it's okay to fail, and that the most important thing is not just that you tried. Like, trying is really important, but I'm also into teaching people that, like, you have to try in the right way. You can't just throw blind effort at things and expect that it's going to go well. You've got to try in the right way. And that's something that I think young men and women learn when they play baseball and softball. Also, they just learn how to have fun, right? Like, baseball's fun. Softball's fun. If you're not having fun when you're playing baseball and softball, you might not be doing it right. I mean, I know that sounds a little, oh boy. I know that sounds a little judgy, but it's like, the number of people that should be not having fun playing baseball or softball are few and far between, because they're the people who are getting paid to do it, and it's like, it's kind of a job for them, but it's also still a game, right? I play softball on Tuesday nights because it's fun to run around. My team is not good. We lose a lot. In fact, we've lost at least twice as many games as we've won since I joined the team. But that doesn't matter, because it's like, you know, oh boy, I did it! It doesn't matter. You just have fun, and if you teach kids to be okay with having fun while playing, I think what it does is it sets them up for success to do things like display good sportsmanship when they're playing at higher levels, or to be able to contextualize a loss, right? Like, when I was in high school, I didn't know how to deal with losing a baseball game or losing a basketball game because because the stakes were just so high. It was like, I've got to win this game, and if I don't win this game, then I'm awful at sports, and then no one will like me. You know, that's just kind of the way that like teenagers tend to catastrophize things. Oh boy, please, I don't like that guy. So if you can set young ball players up for success about those things from the beginning, like from early on in their I guess careers of playing ball, then you can help them to have better perspective later on when they're playing at higher levels, when they're playing at elite levels, high school, college, semi-pro, pro. Because some players do, right? And there's all these cool stories of like Major League Baseball players who played in the Little League World Series or who played Little League Baseball. You don't even have to have played in the Little League World Series for it to be important, right? Like I never won a meaningful game in my entire baseball career. I never played on a good team, or a good or great team. I played on some teams that were really competitive and really fun, but like none of the teams I played for were gonna win state or even make it out of our sectional. We won, I think, 2 sectional games my entire high school career, right? Like that's not what's important. Those are really good. Those are really fun to like win games and have a great time doing it. But I think the most important part is that I was set up for success later in my life by the sports that I played, by the Little League that I played, because I just learned really good skills. Even though I stunk at it, I was a terrible Little League ball player. So, reason number 5, why you should give to Little League Baseball, it doesn't cost anything. If you have $0, great. That's how many dollars it takes to get involved with Little League. If you're like, oh no, I don't have any money, how can I give? You don't need to give any money. If you've got a couple free hours a week, oh boy. Dead! If you've got a couple free hours a week and the desire to make a difference in the lives of young people and in your community, then you can give to Little League. You can be involved with young men and women who are learning really great skills. This is something that I encourage my students. You know, you got to have volunteer hours, right? Like for resumes and for service organizations that you're going to be involved in. So you might as well jump directly into a pit of lava. You might as well do it in a way that's going to be really fun, and you might as well do it in a way that can fit your skill set. If you care about kids, if you care about baseball, if you care about landscaping or good horticulture, right? Like there's something for everybody to do, and I just want to encourage you not to let the fact that I don't know anything about baseball or I'm a woman or something, right? Like especially for like baseball needs more women to be involved, and it needs more. Softball needs more people to be involved in it to make it be seen as not sort of like baseball junior, right? Softball is not baseball junior. It's just another opportunity for young women to, I did the exact same thing, for young women to get involved in sport and to learn in a safe environment. So those are my top 5 reasons why you should get hit by a hammer, and also why you should get involved with Little League Baseball. I hope that you will consider doing that, finding a Little League near you if that's the kind of thing that you think that you want to do. That was total luck. And I hope that you will go watch more Project for Awesome videos. And I hope that you guys will consider how you can give back to your community and make a positive difference in the lives of young people. That's the episode. I think I did an okay job talking about it, but I did a very poor job at playing this game. So if you're new to PETEPLAYS because you're watching for the Project for Awesome, welcome. I promise I'm better at video games than this, not by much. But also go watch other Project for Awesome videos. If you're not into giving or volunteering for Little League of America, go find some other thing that you want to give or be a part of. There's always something for you to do to give back to things that you care about. There's charities and organizations and volunteer opportunities and causes that are important to people. And if it's important to you, it's almost definitely important to somebody else. So I'd encourage you to go do that. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode of PETEPLAYS, and we'll see you next week. Bye.